with plantar fasciitis, balance issues, swollen feet, sore feet when you get up in the morning and your feet land on the floor and you think, holy bejesus, who put the Lego down and there's no Lego there? I'm going to show you how, using this little ball, you can ease your feet out. Now, if you don't have a wee court ball like this, you do not need to get one. You can use a tennis ball, you can use a lacrosse ball if you're fancy like that and play lacrosse. You could use a massage ball. You can use the spiky balls. You just need to be careful with the spiky balls that the spikes are not too hard, because if you press too hard with the spikes, you can damage your fascia, and I'll talk a wee second about what fascia is. You can also use a golf ball. Now, obviously, a golf ball is significantly smaller and it's very hard. That will get in much more deeply to the foot, really beneficial, but as a starter, it might be too intense. So depending on what's going on in your feet. If you've got arthritis as well, if you've got bunions and your big toes starting to cross over and squish all the other toes up, this is going to be really beneficial to do. I will be teaching more about this at my Fascia Foot Spa workshop on Tuesday the 21st of April at 6:30 p.m. online. I would love to have you there. If you would like the details of that, comment or message the word foot and I will send you the link over. Just for like algorithm stuff, you need to do that. The workshop will be about 90 minutes. We'll go in depth. We start with a foot spa, so basin, warm water, some Epsom salts. If you have fresh ginger or ginger essential oil, rosemary or rosemary essential oil and some apple cider vinegar. I'm going to start with a foot soak, 10-15 minutes, having a wee chat about all the benefits of what we're doing. Then we're going to go into some exercises. So if you saw my live last week, I was doing some scraping of the fascia with the gua sha tool. That's one of the things that we'll be doing, but we're also going to be using the ball to roll out our feet. I've been using balls to roll out feet in class since 2010, probably, since I learned about it. Everybody reports back amazing benefits. Ideally, we want to be doing 3 minutes per foot per day. So 6 minutes of your life for your feet to have better impact is not a lot to ask, I don't think. Our feet are involved in every forward motion movement that we have in our bodies, and they're probably one of the parts of our feet that we spend the least amount of time paying attention to. Before we even start rolling our feet with the ball, I want you just to stand with your feet about hip width apart and notice how your feet feel onto the floor. How much of your foot is in contact with the floor? Where do you have your weight sitting? Where are the spaces in the soles of your feet? Just generally, what is going on. A really good thing to do is to look at shoes that you wear most commonly and see how you wear the shoes down. So depending on where on the sole of the shoe you wear, it will show you how you're walking. So if it's the outside of the heels, then you're going to be walking on the outside edges of the feet, not utilising that arch that runs from the big toe to the heel. If you have got really flat feet and the inside of the heel is, then you're going to be on the inside, shuffling along here, which, as you can see from my legs, when I've rolled out here, my knees have pulled out. That's going to impact your knees and hips. When we're rolled onto the inside, again, knees and hips. So if you've got knee pain, hip pain, back pain, all of this could be coming from how you're walking through your feet. So we're going to take the ball and we're going to roll out. Now, I'm not going to spend the full time doing here. I'm just going to give you a quick round the house, or round the house, or even round the feet, round the foot, of what we can do to help ease out any pain and tension, something to get you started. So you're just rolling the ball about the sole of the foot. While you're doing that, I want you to notice your breath. If you are holding your breath, I want you to let that breath go. Because if we're holding our breath, we're sending signals to the nervous system that something's not right, and it's going to keep us in fight and flight, sympathetic drive, and it's not going to let go. When we get that long, slow exhale, it allows the nervous system to go, okay, we're in parasympathetic, we can rest, digest and heal and relax in that space. Very important that we can dance between the 2 points. So what information are your feet giving you today? If you have anything going on in your body, it could be coming from your feet. So your fascia is connective tissue that runs from the soles of the feet all the way to the crown of the head, to the tips of the fingers. And if you have tension in one part of your body, it's going to affect all of it. If you look at my jumper, if I then get tight at the front, it then pulls that back in. That's like the same in your fascia. So if you get tension in one point, it's going to pull everything in and round. So you might then feel pain at the back, but actually the problem's at the front. Or in this case, you might have problems head, shoulders, neck. You might be in a really forward position and you're doing all the exercises to try and open this up, to try and release this tension, but the problem's actually that fascia constricted at the sole of the foot, pulling everything downwards. So if you're not getting that release upper body, then start at the extremities, start at the feet, start at the hands and work your way in. So you're just rolling that ball around. And if all you did was roll the ball around for a couple of minutes per foot each day, you're going to get some benefit. But we're going to go into that a little bit more deeply today, and then even more deeply at the workshop. So we're going to take the ball to the heel. Let the ball of your foot rest down and do a little wiggle from side to side. While you're doing that, check in with your breath. And notice how this feels. So your plantar fascia starts at the heel. So you've got your calf muscle, or calf muscles, there's two of them there, come down, become your Achilles tendon, which then comes down, becomes your plantar fascia. So as that Achilles tendon comes down, goes under the heel, it then comes through the middle of the foot and then it then splits and fans out so that each part of the tendon comes into each toe. So problems in your plantar fascia might be starting in your calf, they might be in the Achilles, they might be in the heel, they might be in the arch of the foot, they might be in your toes. I'm not going to go into this just now, but if your toes are curling under, then it means you're gripping there to balance rather than using the big arches in your foot. Important information to know. Our arches are important because they are our shock absorbers. With every step we take, they absorb. That information then sends signals through the nervous system to say to your body what muscles need to fire, in what order, at what intensity for the activity you're doing. So if you're tiptoeing through the house, or you're climbing over rocks, or you're running a marathon, your body needs to respond differently to each of these environments, and that all comes from the soles of your feet, from how you're landing, how the arches are responding to that environment. Let's take the ball up into the middle of the foot and just apply a little bit extra pressure. Check in with your breath again. If you're holding it, we need to let it go. And just see if there's tension there. If there is, this is definitely going to need more work. And then taking the ball up to the ball of your foot, let the heel come down. Let the ball of your foot mould over the ball. And then can you just press forward very slightly. So this is a nice stretch to get in, knocking things over here, into the calf muscle. So if your calf's really tight, again, this could be coming from the sole of your foot. And then before you go over to the other side, I just want you to stand. So we've not even done a lot of work on that foot there, but just notice that foot that you've rolled versus the foot that you haven't. Notice the spaces that have been created in your foot just from doing a tiny bit of work. Just, it might feel lighter, it might feel more spacious, you might be more aware of different parts of the sole of your foot. Such a simple thing to do. So we're going to go over to the other side to balance this out, and then if you do want to learn more, I would encourage you to come along to my workshop because it will be packed full of information. And if you can't make it live, it is being recorded, so you will get the recording of it. Do not worry about that. So rolling out this foot, and notice how this foot feels. So both our feet can feel very different. Like we're right-handed and left-handed, we will have a preference in our feet to which foot we stand into more and which foot we start our movements with. And that will show up in how our feet present. So your foot that's better for balance will probably have much stronger tissues and stronger connection than the foot that you tend to, if you were going to kick a ball, that foot there that you're lifting up is maybe going to have less musculature and less ability to balance. I'm definitely better balance on my left leg than I am my right. Everybody's different. You do you. But it's good to explore and for you to know you. So that when you're doing things, you go, oh, that's how my body works. And nobody can tell you that it's different or wrong because you know how your body works. Start to get really connected with the sensations that we're feeling and the things that are happening. Right, let's take the ball to the heel, let the ball of the foot come down, apply a little bit of pressure there, take the heel from side to side, notice how that feels. Does it feel different on this side than it did the other sides? And then can come to the middle of the foot, into those arches, and just noticing how that feels. And then let's take the ball up to the ball of the foot, let the heel come down, let the ball of the foot mould over. Nice deep breaths in and out. And then we will stand with our feet, again about hip width apart, just let the feet rest down and notice any difference that you now feel in that foot. Hopefully it feels a bit more spacious and a bit more light. So as I said, if you would like to come to the workshop, please do just comment or message me the word foot and I'll send you over the link to it. If you can't make it or you don't like doing online workshops, get that, totally. I do work with people in person at my private home studio in Springburn. I was about to present it as here. This is not here because I am dog sitting this week for my mum, so I'm not in my own space. Yeah, I'm based in Springburn, so if you want to do some one-to-one work with me, just reach out and I will give you the details of that. Have a fabby day, ask any questions, and I will hopefully see you soon.